Welcome to another episode of Have You Seen It? I am Charles, and I am with the tropical, colorful Denise. How you doing today, girl?
I am fine, thank you.
I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want great fashion sense, this is another reason to tune into our show, right? Denise always has a little surprise there for us, right? And today she is looking lovely and colorful.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
So, Denise, what movie are you recommending for our audience today?
All right. I am recommending the newly released movie Respect, starring Jennifer Hudson, Marlon Wayans, Audra McDonald, Forrest Whitaker, and Mary J. Blige are in this movie. And the movie Respect is about the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. The movie takes place, it starts with her rise from being a young girl, 10 years old, singing in her daddy's church choir. And daddy is played by Forrest Whitaker. And it just shows her rise to fame. And during that time, she is really trying to find her voice, the voice that we all came to know and love. Before I watched this movie, I did watch the miniseries starring Cynthia Erivo as Aretha Franklin. And I was able to draw comparisons in the movie in terms of the timeline and things that were going on in Aretha's life. So, of course, in the movie version, this movie was 2.5 hours. If you love Aretha Franklin and you love J Hud, you just want to hear her sing, you don't feel 2.5 hours. But in this movie, you see Aretha's relationship with her father, which was extremely controlling, and her relationship with her first husband was very abusive. Her manager slash husband played really, really well by Marlon Wayans. So that's basically my recommendation. If you want to flashback and you still are feeling some Aretha, she's been gone for a couple of years, but you want to still hear that dynamic voice, check out Respect. I went into the theater to see this, and there may have been 20 people in the whole theater. All right. So that is my recommendation. So when you go and see this movie, you better think.
Some respect.
Yes. And if you know what, that song, when you go to see this movie and you see how the lyrics, that the spin that Aretha put on those lyrics, how those were developed, was very interesting.
So my recommendation this week is The Suicide Squad, starring Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, John Cena, and Viola Davis. The movie is basically on the same premise as the first movie, which is called Suicide Squad, not The Suicide Squad. It's based around dangerous prisoners who are held at this facility called Belle Reve, and they are asked or coerced by Amanda Waller, who's played by Viola Davis, to join Task Force X to go on suicide missions. So, and these missions are missions that are a benefit to the American government, all that blah, blah, blah. All right. So this mission this time was to Cortos Martis, which is a island in South America, off the coast of South America. And there they were tasked to go and destroy a Nazi era laboratory called Jotunheim. And in this laboratory, it holds a secret experiment. And that experiment is called Project Starfish. And that's really the movie. If I tell you any more, I'll give away too much of what the movie's about, right? So first, it was a really good movie, right? It didn't really take much to blow away the previous movie, but this movie absolutely blew the previous movie away. You had Margot Robbie, who came back and reprised her role excellently and outstandingly as Harley Quinn, right? And you had Idris Elba, who is really the replacement for Will Smith from the first movie. He played Bloodsport, and he was excellent too. But really, the kind of star and funny guy in this movie, right, kind of stole some of the show, right? And Idris was really good too, but John Cena as Peacemaker. So my recommendation this week is The Suicide Squad. So Denise, who is your nailed it this week?
All right, my nailed it for this week is the entire cast of the movie The Breakfast Club. You talk about the amazing chemistry between this cast as they created a misfit, a pretty popular girl, a brainiac, a tough guy, a jock, and the worst principal ever, played brilliantly by Ali Sheedy, Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall, Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, and the late Paul Gleason. If you want a flashback, this is a movie that I'll watch every time I can find it on TV. So that is my nailed it. The entire cast of the movie, The Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me.
My nailed it this week is Sam Worthington as Nick Cassidy in Man on the Ledge. He plays a disgraced ex-cop, who went to prison for a crime that he did not commit. And so the whole movie centered around him on a ledge, threatening the city that he's going to blow up this building, when in turn he was doing it as a distraction so his brother and his brother's girlfriend can go in and do this heist and steal this diamond that was claimed that he stole, but he did not steal it. And he did a great job in basically really keeping you in suspense doing this whole movie while he was on the ledge. My nailed it is Sam Worthington as Nick Cassidy in Man on the Ledge.
All right, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, "Have you seen it?" with Charles and Denise, and there we will be.
Audience, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Have You Seen It with me, Charles, and the lovely Denise, and we're out.
Bye-bye.